Okay guys, the bookmark alpha tab, I'm going to do this video in two parts, okay? Let me do the first one just showing you the basics, and the second one we will do some posting, okay? So you can see here I've got a project. If you want to start a new project, you just go up here, you give your project a name, I'll call it BA3 for example, and just click on add. Okay, now when you've got a new project, I just use the one that I just created, what you can see then is that we have got some options. Every project has options, okay? Every campaign you do has its own options. So I'm going to always tick these two. I always tick ping the URLs after posting, index the URLs after posting, and make link wheel. Okay, that means it's going to put a link in the description to the previously uploaded link that you created in the previous bookmark account. Okay, you can take that off if you want to, or you can add it in if you want to. Okay, you can see here that we can choose how many threads to work with as well. So I put it at 10. I don't really need more than 10. I'm quite happy to be patient. Even at 5, I'm happy to be patient. I can choose to use long tail send keywords. I can do that. I can just take this, verify, save that. And we can schedule projects as well. This is very good, especially if you're doing things like launch jacking or some kind of event kind of promotion where you can really hammer it the day of a product launch, for example, when everybody else seems to be jumping on the bandwagon to promote a product on YouTube or something like that. You could, if you do it properly, then you will have already done some links, and then you can come in here and schedule some additional links for the day that everybody else seems to jump on the bandwagon, and that will keep you ahead of the game, in theory, if it's done correctly. Okay, on my blog we've done some training on launch jacking if you want to find out more about that. Okay, so this is the options. When it's finished, we're going to get some results in here. When we get results, we can start checking the links to see the live links. Okay, some links will get posted and might get deleted. Okay, and in the accounts we can import from the accounts. Okay, so what we do to import from the accounts, we're going to be importing from the accounts creator here, and we can choose which accounts we want to use. So if you remember, initially I created the first 3 profiles using just established sites. Okay, if I click on import, you can see here that I've got 42 accounts, okay, just pulled in. This is good for a campaign. 40, 50, 60, 100 maximum should be okay. Now what we can do is, if I can back down, if I can back up here and I look at importing accounts into another project, you can see I'm able to reuse the same accounts again and again. Okay, if I wanted to import these in here, that's going to give me some diversity from what I'm bookmarking inside those particular accounts. Okay, so we can reuse these accounts multiple times, and that's the important thing to remember about the bookmark alpha tab, is for posting to established websites like LiveJournal, tag.com, Story5, Supio. These are, better quality sites than the tier 2 sites, and these therefore are used as a tier 1. Okay, now by being able to bookmark multiple times to these accounts, it's going to make those accounts get bigger, look more authentic, less likely to get deleted, especially if you combine it with the crawler in here, and especially if you don't do thousands and thousands and thousands of these accounts, because you really don't need them. And you can create 3 or 5 profiles within minutes anyway, anytime that you want. Okay, so that's basically all the settings in here. So we covered the options. The results we will cover when we've done some posting, and we will start checking some links. We know how to import accounts that we have created into any campaign. Okay, and we know that every campaign, every project and every campaign, which are both the same thing basically, has its own options. Okay, and then when we come to the URLs tab over here, we can simply click on here to add links to be posted to, and some details in here which I'm going to cover in the next video. One more thing I want to cover in this video is this part here, get YouTube URL variants. Okay, now if I come up here, go over to YouTube, and let me just publish that one while it's waiting. If I just open one of these in YouTube, one of these links from the videos I did this morning, I'm going to get the YouTube URL, the proper one. I don't like this youtube.be. I want to get the proper one. Okay, just wait for this for a second. Now, when you're using YouTube,
Hi guys,
and
Tony
you see
here, and
this
welcome
kind of
to
format,
Bookmark.
what you can do is you can take, what we can do is we can click here from just before the and character and copy that. Now, if I just paste that back in here, what you will see is that is the correct URL. Okay. Now, that URL, what I want to do is bring it back into the software. And if I click in here, get YouTube, get URL variants, I need to click on here. I need to put it in the money URL. And I click on here, and you will see I've got 86 different variations. Okay, from that one YouTube URL. You can see I've got the youtube.be. I've got mobile versions of that URL. And there's 86 different variations that we can use. Okay. Okay, important thing to understand is that when we put this in here, when we have these variations, 86 YouTube variations from that particular URL, then that will appear in the description. Okay, we've got 86 different variations. One of these will appear in the description. Okay, it's important to understand that because when we do the bookmarking, the bookmark description will have this in the description. Okay, so the next video I'm going to go a little bit more in detail. We're going to do some posting. If I click on here and add, you can see we've got some other options and settings that we can use for the poster. Okay, so that's why I'm breaking this into 2 videos, and I'll explain why we have an additional URL in here. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.